Malaysia juga menghadapi cabaran yang agak getir. Kadar pengangguran di Malaysia adalah di paras 3.9%.
So, isu yang tak settle-settle di Malaysia lagi adalah pengangguran.
Pengangguran meningkat kepada 5.0% pada bulan April 2020.
Mustahil ke kalau kita nak lahirkan usahawan sebenar melalui pendidikan tinggi?
Kalau kita tengok artikel tentang situasi di Malaysia, ada 200,000 graduan yang tak ada kerja.
Disebabkan teknologi yang berubah, perubahan ekonomi, perubahan pemikiran generasi baru, education yang dulu tu mungkin tidak lagi bersesuaian.
Dan mengikut anjuran Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia pada 14 Mei 2020, kadar pengangguran dijangka akan meningkat.
Marriage, perkahwinan antara traditional learning and kemahiran. Welcome to the revolution.
Good morning Mizan. Hey, how's everyone doing this morning? Well, it's been raining every single day, and I also wish that your business that you are doing will be like the rain. That means in Malay what we say is durian runtuh. That means it comes like a storm, right? So I think what we can do is we're gonna do tomorrow. It's also about presentation, but today it's the way to close your presentation. So we've been on this series on doing presentation and how do you structure your presentation. Yesterday we talked about the whys, the what ifs, the how, all right, and the what in terms of presentation. Today we're going to cover in between your presentation. How do you structure your language pattern so therefore it actually influences the unconscious mind of the person to therefore say yes at the end of the presentation. You see, most of the time that I've actually experienced or when I train people on presentation skills, and we said, okay, let's do a live demo, go on stage and sell me something. So this is what normally happens, right? Hey, morning, Amiza. So what they normally do is that, oh, today I'm going to talk to you about selling you a item like this, yada, yada, what is it all about? Okay, this is the price. Our company is very reputable, etc., etc., etc. And they go on, and at the end of the day, they would end up with, okay, thank you very much. And they look at me. And I look at them and say, so, what do you want me to respond? Would you like to buy? I said, no. Then the next question, they will always, why? Now, this is the biggest flaw of every single presentation. That means the person has not sold me an item or made me want to buy an item at the very first place. At the end of the presentation, the listener, okay, the audience needs to be ready to take action. That means if it's a buyer in front of you, the guy must be ready to buy. If it's a financier in front of you, the person will be ready to give you the money. It's like presenting to Shark Tank, all right, where in which that the potential investors are ready to give you the money. Say, I'm going to give you how much money to buy into your business or to support your business or a startup or whatever it is. You see, the key is your presentation, because ultimately everyone can have great ideas, but if your great ideas doesn't come out as a great idea but a normal presentation, you become boring. You become your product, your idea or your product becomes normal and nobody buys it. But in actual fact, it could be. So what we're saying is that marketing is key. Next week, we're going to cover the whole entire week in terms of how do you strategize and to talk about marketing, how do you actually influence the mind, all right? But today, when in terms of presentation, whenever you're in a presentation, yesterday I said always ask the right questions. Now, the right questions would always be any questions can be asked, except for this big question: why? Now, of course, you were saying that yesterday yesterday or 2 days ago, I was saying whenever you start a presentation, don't go on rambling about your product. All right, but ask the person, so what makes you want to buy this product? How does it help you? Now, the thing is, if you notice my language structure there, I'm actually literally asking why. Hey, good morning, Danish. All right, morning, Farah. Yeah, I was asking why. Why would you want to buy this product? Why would you want to buy that? But let's put it this way. The person will not come and see you unless they are interested. Now, what will create the interest? Because they have a pain somewhere, or there's a pleasure that they need. So it's a pain or pleasure. Now, that means there's a reason behind. So there is already a why. But the thing here is this: nobody wants to answer why. Now, this is the time when a lot of people look at me very confusedly. Hey, Sophie, morning. Morning, Zati. So you see, people have a why, but they will never ever tell you why. Because explaining why to a person is painful. Example, okay? When you explain why, it's called justification, and people do not like to justify themselves. I'll give you another example. Like this morning, my Muslim friends who had sahur this morning, right? Because it's fasting day 3. Welcome to day 3, right? Let's say you have rice and chicken. Okay, you have rice and chicken for your sahur. So if the person, you go to office and this morning, and then someone of you ask, let's say Zati asked Sufi, say, hey, Sufi, what do you have for breakfast or sahur? Oh, I had rice and chicken. Why you have rice for chicken? Because I'm hungry. Why are you hungry? Because yesterday night I didn't have enough. Why didn't you eat enough? So by the time you ask the third why, people, it feels like they feel like trying to suffocate you. They try to slaughter you if possible. So the thing here is change the structure. Always remember that you always have to ask the how. But the main thing here is this. What I like to do is, the key point is this. Whenever people tell you something, I want to share with you something called an extended quote. Extended quote is a hypnotic languaging. Hypnotic languaging means it really talks about getting the person's brain to associate you or your product to the answer. Example is like, okay, let's give you a product. When I do a financial planning, I will not ever come up to you to say, why do you want to save money? Or why do you invest in yourself? All right. Or I will not ask you, how much money are you saving right now? Because it's very offensive. People don't like to hear that. But what I would tell people is this. I said, hey, the other day, I had a friend who realized that, she told me, Adrian, if only I started earlier to save money or to invest in myself, I would not get into this financial trouble today. If only I have actually started way earlier. I said, okay. And then I'll tell another person, the same person, another story. I spoke to another person the other day as well. I actually came up with a plan for that person, and I was telling the person, if you were to save 1,000 ringgit every single month for 6 years only, you will get 200,000 after 20 years. Is there something that you want? Then people will be like, huh? What are you talking about? I said, well, another case I'll give you. If you save 10 ringgit a day and your spouse saves 10 ringgit a day and you save diligently for 20 years on a base compound of 10% per year, do you know that you get 470,000 after 20 years? So whenever you tell an extended quote like that, people are like, wow, what is it? Then that's part of the presentation. And before you close the presentation, this is what you do. You won't ask the person, hey, do you want to save? I would normally ask the person, what do you think about this? Would you be able to allocate 10 ringgit a day, 20 ringgit a day, 30 ringgit a day to be able to save for your future? What would you prefer? Do you like to buy, would you like to save using your credit card, or would you like to save using direct debit? So if you give people an option like that during the end of a presentation, people would be able to act as well. Because ultimately, let's put it this way, if you have got a kid and the kid in front of you comes up to you and say, Daddy or Mommy, can I have ice cream? The answer is always no. But Daddy, Mommy, can I have chocolate ice cream or strawberry ice cream? You decide. Right? Morning that day. Yeah. So what we are saying is, in a presentation, you need to have always be embedded command. Another last point I will share with you before we end today, and tomorrow we're going to cover a little bit more. It's always ask questions relating to a embedded command. Like whenever I sell a house, I would always ask them, what make you want to buy this place? I will keep on asking the question, what make you want to buy this place? Because why? The brains are always registering buy this place, buy this place. As the time you repeat a few more times, they will be able to, in their head, is like, buy this place, buy this place, buy this place. So this is what we are trying to say. If you can actually put these embedded commands in, by the end of the presentation, the person will be ready to answer you, if you to go for those already. So this is when body language is very important. If you missed it, please refer back to last week's session. You will have a lot of coverage. So tomorrow we're going to cover more presentation as to the strategies as well, how to ensure that you get better feedback. All right, I'll do some feedback here. So thank you very much. Until we meet again tomorrow. See ya. Bye.
Malaysia juga menghadapi cabaran yang agak getir. Kadar pengangguran di Malaysia adalah di paras 3.9%.
So, isu yang tak settle-settle di Malaysia lagi adalah pengangguran.
Pengangguran meningkat kepada 5.0% pada bulan April 2020.
Mustahil ke kalau kita nak lahirkan usahawan sebenar melalui pendidikan tinggi?
Kalau kita tengok artikel tentang situasi di Malaysia, ada 200,000 graduan yang tak ada kerja.
Disebabkan teknologi yang berubah, perubahan ekonomi, perubahan pemikiran generasi baru, education yang dulu tu mungkin tidak lagi bersesuaian.
Dan mengikut anjuran Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia pada 14 Mei 2020, kadar pengangguran dijangka akan meningkat.
a marriage perkawinan antara traditional learning and kemahiran. Welcome to the revolution.